It's Tracey and Noelle. They're gonna make you LOL on 90 Day Fiancé Trash Talk.
Hello and welcome to 90 Day Fiancé Trash Talk. This is episode 166. I'm your host, comedian Tracey Carnazzo, joined by my co-host Noelle Herzog.
Oh, I got a full name today.
Listen, Noelle, I'm tired. I don't have time for this.
I got a fully.
You got a fully. We're here to talk about Before the 90 Days, season 5, episode 15. I have a lot to say about this episode.
I just want to preface this by saying at 10:05 this morning, I got a text message, all capitals.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I watched the latest episode. It's from Katie upstairs.
Yes.
Girl, wow. Next week is even crazier. I was saying, oh my God, the whole episode. And I'm like, oh my God, she had me pumped for this.
What was she oh my godding about? Do you know?
She said that Mahogany's sadistic. She goes, I'm telling you, she's evil. Mahogany is sadistic.
That's so funny.
Like, she doesn't like, the same people as us. She thinks like this one's dumb, this, that, but
well,
Mahogany,
here's the thing.
Sadistic
Here's the
satanic.
thing, Katie. This is what I want to tell you, Katie. To the naked eye, I could see where you would see that.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that we're better than you. I'm just saying we're different than you.
Right.
Because we do this all day long.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, you have to read between the lines with reality TV always.
I hate that you've made me do that.
I know.
now.
I got to tell you, it's like, I think that in 90 Day, we really try not to read between the lines. We try to just take
we
it
don't even
as,
read spoilers.
That's what I'm saying.
I try not to.
We don't, even when we do, we usually don't talk about it on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of try to believe everything they're telling me and go off of that.
Well, that's hard for you.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. So it's just like, there's so much bullpippy.
But that's even like, if we're going to do something and I'm like, oh, Tracey, Bill Clinton's going to be there. You're like, yawn. It's like, does anything excite you?
Yes. Bill Clinton. I love him. Bill Clinton.
He's your saxophone buddy, I guess.
We both play the sax. We actually played, me and Bill were in
the
bands.
Philharmonic.
We were in bands in junior high school together. It was me, Michael Masha, and Bill Clinton. It was Michael to my left, Bill to my right, because I
don't know why I thought Bill Clinton would excite you.
Yeah,
but I'm like, I can't say a comic because they really don't excite her.
I literally don't care.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I hope that one day me and William could unite again.
I would love for you guys to do a duet.
That's what I'm saying, because I think Bill also plays alto. But
what are you?
I play alto, but I don't want to brag or anything, but I used to switch between alto and tenor because I'm just,
Thank you for not bragging.
Ambi.
She went to Cancun also.
Thanks, guys.
She's also gluten-free.
Okay, so we're going to talk about that on BS. Make sure you listen. If you want more of this amazing banter, go to patreon.com/trash talk podcast, and you can hear all about my gluten-free escapades in New York City.
You know what? The thing is, you got me going today because we haven't talked for a long time, for 2 days. And
this BS is going to be wild.
Gonna be a good one. Yeah.
All right, let's jump in the pool with Gino and Jasmine,
who are the least problematic couple now.
So they moved her into her new apartment, and she was very funny. She's like, "Oh, protect our very expensive $4 wine." It was probably like Trader Joe's wine,
like the $2 Chuck.
Yeah, he's like, "Whatever, it's good."
Mm-hmm.
Pretty funny. So we find out. Remember, I was like, "Why don't they just go to Jasmine's house?"
Yes, she didn't have a house.
She had a roommate, so she was totally renting a room. Was it that hairdresser guy? Wasn't that her roommate?
Was it?
Do you remember, in the beginning, she's like, "This is my best friend," and blah blah blah. And then
I remember that being her best friend.
I thought that maybe that was her roommate.
Oh, but I don't know. I can't see. I can't see her getting along with someone full time.
No, she had trouble with him. So Gino is paying for this apartment. This is, I think, like a furnished apartment.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so he's not working, but he's going to be paying $700 a month plus all the bills.
But she says that she can't afford that with 3 jobs. But didn't she make $3,000 a month as a teacher?
No, she didn't. She lied about that because that was debunked.
No, I know. But that's what you said, girl.
I know. So he said that he has stocks for retirement. And she's like, "Listen, when you go home, you're going to get a job and you're going to pay my bills."
But yeah, get a job, Gino.
She's like, also, well, he should. And she's like, also, I'm going to be redecorating my house, our house.
Yes.
And he's like, that's expensive. She's like,
Shut
yeah,
up, Gino.
get a job.
Mhm.
So now Jasmine is going to take a little nappy poo. So he's going to get a bad boy donut.
I would do that.
I know. So he calls Uncle Marco, and Uncle Marco is like, hold on one second. I just have to make sure my cross is up on my shirt.
Wait,
And he's like, don't worry, it is.
but also Gino, I like to look at what people like drink and eat a lot? He was drinking a canned Del Monte pear juice.
Delish.
Why don't they sell that here?
Yeah, that's probably so. I've also been to Antigua.
Oh, that's right. Oh man, she is cultured, guys.
I don't want to say I've been everywhere, but you make your own decisions about me, the general public.
Okay, they do anyway. It's fine.
When I went, and also I've been to Cancun, Mexico.
Cancun.
So something that I've noticed about just traveling the world is that especially on resorts at breakfast buffets, they do offer a plethora of juices that we do not frequent here in the United States.
Interesting.
There's a lot of nectars.
My dad used to get sour cherry juice or nectar, whatever it was. That was his favorite thing.
Yeah, I like sour cherry juice. I buy it sometimes from Trader Joe's. It's very, very tart and it's delicious. And he
loved it. No, my dad when my dad was sick, he was like obsessed with juices for some reason, and that was like the one thing he wanted. He loved especially the sour cherry. I remember. I
enjoy sour cherry too, the unsweetened one.
But, of course,
that's who I am. So yeah, so he was drinking some pear juice, but yeah, that
sounds good. I like a Bosque.
I had a pear last night for dinner.
Shocked.
Oh God, I got home really late and I was like, ooh.
I got home really late and I had a bowl of mashed potatoes.
Yeah, I was like, let me have a dinner pear.
Yeah, okay. I like dinner pears.
All right, so Uncle Marco's ready with his cross outside his shirt, and he said, so Gino said, it's so great. I never had a girl love me this much. And Uncle Marco's like, yeah, it's a fairy tale anyway. Is she still there?
Right. Well, I think because he wanted to talk shit.
But that's why it's so funny. He was like, oh my God, Gino, you're the luckiest man in the world. Is she sitting next to you right now? Or can I
Blink
stop
twice?
Or can I stop lying?
Right.
And he's like, no, she's not there. And he's like, okay, cool. Now that we're just alone, are you going to do like a prenup?
Right. Did you ever mention the prenuptial stuff?
Right. But this is the problem. Yeah. She is getting all of his money prenup, and then she's going to get the rest of his money during nup.
Right. There's nothing post nup.
There's nothing post about it.
Yeah. There's no post.
There's not going to be any nup left.
Right.
Post.
He's going to be nupless, actually.
Yeah. He's going to be nothing of nup. There's going to be no nup.
No, you're right. But I don't know. He's got $650K from stocks. Doesn't sound so bad.
Yeah, but that's where he's gonna get nupped.
Right. He's gonna get nupped now.
Yeah.
He's
that's what I'm saying.
nupped
Like
now.
he's getting prenupped. Like you could make her sign a prenup, but she's gonna get everything prenup.
Yeah, that's true.
And then the rest during nup.
And then post nup.
Post nup, he's gonna be cleaned out by post nup, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah. So he said that his ex came here on a K-1 visa and he had to give her money.
I'm shocked.
Do you hear Alexa that just was a bad girl?
No.
She's talking right now. All right.
I don't even hear her.
Yeah, she was
What's she saying?
I have no clue because she's just stupid sometimes. So he has a lot of his stock. He's super scared to ask about the prenup. And Jasmine's like, we actually have some things to talk about. He's like, okay, me too. She's like, everything that we have, like every problem is about your exes.
But like, you're looking for problems.
She goes, let me ask you a question. And he's like, what's up? She's like, how long have you been divorced? He's like, 8 years. And then he's like, oh my God, is that the right answer? Oh my God, she's gonna hit me. Oh my God.
She's counting the months. She's counting the months.
Yes. He's like, oh my God, 8 years and 1 month and 3 weeks and 12 days. Oh my God. Oh my God.
How many hours? How many hours?
quick. Minutes. And she's like, I was awake all night last night.
Right.
Looking for something to be mad at you about. And I did find something. I found out that your ex still has your last name. And she's like, why did you let her keep it? So the thing
How
is
is
like,
it up to her?
and she wants him to make her change her last name. Now, I want to talk about this a little bit.
Do it.
There's a few things that I want to say about this.
Okay.
Number one, I would like to say that your last name is not like okay, so I'm trying to understand NFTs and I'm not doing like the greatest job because like my brain just doesn't.
I'll never understand
Yeah,
it.
it's not like that muscular to
Yeah.
understand it.
Uh-huh.
But how I imagine it and how like I've been explained to it is that there's only one
Uh-huh.
and you own it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's like, it's like kind of like a one of a kind thing.
Okay.
Okay. Your last name is not like a one of a kind. Like you don't have to pass it like a baton.
Right. Like
everyone can have it. Like it's not like the court is going to be like, okay, Jasmine and Gino, you are now married. And then she's like, okay, can I have his last name? And they're like, you can't because his ex-wife's still using it. But when she's finished using it, you can have it.
No, she doesn't want to share anything with that B word.
Okay.
But that's like, I mean, that's looking for issues. She's a little much.
Yeah. She's like, what can I be mad about him? Now, the second thing I want to talk about is your mom.
Oh, the lady with all the names.
Your mother, every time she meets a man, takes his last name.
My mother has a lot of last names.
Your mother, every man she's ever, I think she has the guy's last name that she goes to the tractor store.
That'll be the day my mother goes to the tractor store.
What's it? No, she said she goes to the tractor store.
Does she?
Yeah. That's like the place to go. Yeah. She said that she goes to the tractor store. What's it called? It's called something. It's like a thing that we don't have in New York.
Cabela's? Wait.
No, it's a tractor. It's like the tractor store. But I think that she takes like the checkout guy's name. Like she takes everyone's name. Your mother has 4 last names.
So my mom has all these last names. I remember we asked her, like, Andrea, what's up with these last names?
Like you were married to my dad 38 years ago.
Right.
For 12 minutes.
You guys were only married for like 4 years.
Like
very interesting.
You just kept it and you just keep adding dashes and hyphen and hyphen. You're going to run out of hyphens.
She says that she thinks that it'll be easier for people to like find her if they need her. She has her original maiden name, my dad's name, and her husband's name.
Okay.
So she thinks, I don't know. I guess maybe if somebody wants to find her like on Facebook or
everyone's looking for her. Well, maybe that's how Gino's ex-wife.
Why do you think I hyphenated? Where do you think I learned it from?
You just you want everyone to find you.
I feel closer to my mom this way.
You are an apple that has not fallen far. I'll tell you that.
No.
Well, I think that Jasmine has a ton of issues, and people don't always realize that physical symptoms like headaches, teeth grinding, and even digestive issues can be indicators of stress. Did you know that, Noelle?
I did know that because I grind constantly.
Do you ever have digestive issues?
Every day.
Physical symptoms like headaches?
All the time.
And let's not forget about doom scrolling, sleeping too little, sleeping too much, undereating, and overeating.
I love to undereat.
Stress shows up in all kinds of ways. And in a world that's telling you to do more, sleep less, and grind all the time, here's your reminder to take care of yourself. Do less and maybe try some therapy.
Yes.
I've been in therapy for years, and BetterHelp therapy is so easy because I don't have to go anywhere.
You don't have to sit in traffic. I never have to worry about being late either.
Ooh, yeah, that is a
I
true
like
story.
Freak out if I'm going to be late going somewhere.
Yeah. And plus therapy is just in general a really good way to like talk out your problems and like hear a perspective that you might not hear.
Mm-hmm.
It really helped me think about things differently.
For sure.
BetterHelp is a customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy. Give it a try and see if online therapy can help you lower your stress. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and 90 Day Fiancé Trash Talk listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/fiancé. That's BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/fiancé. Speaking of therapy.
Yes, girl.
I know what I'm going to talk about in my next session because it's going to be this.
This was upsetting.
Very upsetting.
Mm-hmm.
Mike and Ximena.
Mike is still running.
Mike, so they're in the pool hall. Mm-hmm. The screaming people in the background, like, can we do better audio in this?
If you guys hadn't noticed, Tracey can't take background noise. I didn't even notice there was people screaming.
Noelle, I was like, what is happening here? Why don't you just like smash the microphone on the floor and just
That's
keep
so
stepping
funny. I
on
didn't
it?
even notice.
Mike is sitting on the floor, very angry. And he said to,
Mhm.
this is a quote, I don't know what more I could do. I wore so many skull t-shirts. I
So
think it
much
was about money.
affliction.
And he comes back in to talk.
Right.
And he says to her, like, you don't want to be with me. You don't want to be with me. No, I love you.
And she's like, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. I don't want to be with you. It's over.
I love you.
Annie Lennox. Good one.
She said that she will pay for a hotel.
Mhm.
And he said, no, he'll sleep in a different bed at home. And she was like, why the house?
But she wasn't so mad yet about the
Right.
house, though.
So he said that he loves her and he eventually wants to marry her. Okay, that's good. I'm glad that you are being
Rational.
self-aware.
That's the thing. He's not listening. That's the problem.
So they go into the house and she's like, can you not step on the rug with your sneakers?
He can't. There's
can't.
something wrong with him.
And her sister's there. It's like does someone live in the living room?
Well, I don't think there's enough room for everyone.
They've never not had someone in the living room tending to the
Like
living room.
when 30 girls rent a house in the Hamptons for like the weekend
Oh,
and they take shifts sleeping.
a share.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
A summer share house. So the sister's there to interview him.
Right.
She's like, hello, Michael. What is bothering you today? How are you feeling? What is wrong? And why are you angry? And he's like, I need to go to sleep. I'll talk to you another time.
Okay. Bye.
So she tells her sister, she's like, and they're talking about him like he's just a source of income. She's like, what are you going to do if you quit Mike? I mean, what are you going to do if you break
Right.
up? What are you going to do if you get fired from? She's like, I'll just go back to my other job instead of this Mike
And
job.
she's like, we did it before. We had money. I mean,
Yeah, she's
we had
like-
food.
right.
You
She's
know?
like, we were not homeless. So he's now upstairs. She goes upstairs. I guess this maybe is the next morning. And he tells her that he's going to pack all of his skull t-shirts.
Mhm. Yes.
And he's going to be leaving the next day. And he's like, I don't know what her problem is. She said that I could stay until I left. And it's like, that's not what she said. You begged her.
You begged her, and eventually she's like, fine, if you'll shut up and stay in this
Right.
room, sure.
Yes. He's like, I don't know. She said that she really loves me so much and she wants me to stay here.
And now we're probably going to get married still.
Mm-hmm. So he's like,
Ugh.
listen, I hope that she just comes to her senses.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, okay, are you ready to go? Like, is she going to drive him to the airport 2 days early?
No, I don't think so. But she wants to give him something back, though.
Right. So now she returns the wedding rings and engagement rings. And he's like, why not keep them safe here until things get better?
Because he thinks that it's going to work out, because he thinks I'll leave. I won't give her any money.
Mm-hmm.
And
She's gonna
she'll
need
be
it.
like, oh, I need to marry you. I need to marry you. And she'll
Right.
need it. Mhm.
So she said that it's over. And he said that he was the best thing that she could ever have. And it's like,
Mhm. I beg to differ.
Wow. That's your angle? Not I love you?
No, he went the cruel route, and that's where he lost her too.
Yes. And he
Mhm.
said, and she said, no, my kids are the best thing that I could ever had. Everything
Right.
else, I don't care. And he said, I kept you in a house for a year and a half. You would be
Right.
on the street if it weren't for me. And she's like, no.
No, I wouldn't. Mm-hmm.
He's like, she said that she didn't force him to send money.
Right.
She said that she could model. And he tries to embarrass her and he doesn't do a great job because she doesn't care. And he's like, what are you going to go back to your adult internet job? And she's like, yeah, probably.
Yeah. Guess what? I met you there.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
he said that he could help her in New York City. Not in
And
New York
she's like,
City.
I don't
not in New
want
York
to
City,
go. Right.
in
In New York.
regular New York.
She's like, I don't want to go to West New York.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And he said, why are you like this? And she's
Why
like,
are you like this?
she goes, I don't want to be with you. Now, we find out, right? Like
Yeah.
this is this is something that we knew and something that we talked about on the podcast before.
Uh-huh.
They met. She was a webcam girl.
Yep.
And he said, quit your job. I want to pay for everything for you so that you don't have
Right.
to do this. And she was like, all right.
Right. So where he thought this was built on love, I'm not really sure where he went with that.
Right. And she said that he always lies about how they met.
Right. Because he's like ashamed. And she's like, I don't care.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. He was even trying to embarrass her. He's like, are you going to go back to your disgusting adult internet job? And he like winks at the camera and she's like, yes.
Right.
Yes, I'm
what
gonna go back
did
to where I
support
met
my
you.
family.
Yeah.
You know what? Good for her. I would rather do anything than be with him.
Anything. So he
Mhm.
calls her cold and calculated.
Okay, guess what? So are you for
who's
throwing
cold and
all this in her face.
But who's the cold and calculated one?
Right. That's you. You're being cruel.
Yep.
You're
So
trying to be cruel.
She asked him to leave and he said no, because he has proof that he pays the rent and he will not leave.
But that is so disgusting to me that's how you. So you think she's going to be like, oh, you know what? Never mind. I love you. Actually.
Yes, exactly.
Mhm.
So he said that he has work in the morning. She's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Go to a hotel. So he calls her, quote, mean, evil, cold bitch. And then he says, puta.
She should have waited until right before he left on the plane to be like, I don't want to be with you anymore. Bye.
Right.
You know, she did it too early.
I know. So Mike wants to speak up for himself. What are you speaking up for?
He wants to speak up for himself. He's not confrontational.
But what do you want to speak up for? You want to?
I guess he feels used. I don't know.
And she's going to be like, you know what, Mike?
But
You're
how
right.
is she used? How did she use him?
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
right.
So you're the one who told her to quit the job. This is a very, I mean, he saw a situation. He was like, how can I try to control her?
He painted a totally different picture in the beginning than what this really was.
Of course. So he said that he has to stay there because he just wants to say goodbye to the kids and he wants to do, quote unquote, the right thing.
You're not doing the right thing now, friend.
He said that she's just angry. That's why she's saying these things. And she's like, no,
she means it.
And she's like, leave. And he's like, no, I'm not leaving. So she's like, this is so stupid. And he's like, you're stupid.
Mm-hmm. He's stupid.
And then he like starts like this fake crying to her sister.
Mm-hmm.
And her sister does what you and I have done for each other many times.
Taking one for the team.
You take one for the team. You play the other side a little bit.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, she was probably like, I know my sister's so crazy, right?
Of course. I don't want my sister to be on the camera, but you know, that's what she wants to do.
I know. It's so just terrible. You saved us so much, Mike.
But now we know why he would not pay for her boobies.
Yep.
Because he's like, no, she's going to leave me because she's going to go back to modeling. Exactly. It makes so much more sense now.
So he wants to say goodbye to everyone. He wants to say goodbye to her mother, her father, her sister, her cousin, her neighbor, her.
Because she thinks they'll all be like, Ximena, what are you doing?
Yes.
Ximena, what are you doing?
Yes. Oh my God. We love you, Mike. You know what? You can stay with us and we'll force her to marry you.
Yeah. We want your money, Mike.
Yes.
Right.
So her sister says what you and I have done so many times. Okay. You know what? Okay. So let's just do this, right? I'm clearly on your side, Mike. Let's pack up a bag and you go to the hotel and then tomorrow you come back.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, okay, I can come back tomorrow. She's like, definitely. I can't wait till you come back.
That's like our post in that server group. It's like, have you ever gone to a table that you totally forgot about and you go over to him like, oh, your server hasn't been here?
You know what? I'll pick you guys up.
I'll take you guys.
I'll take care of you guys.
That's what she's doing. She's like, oh, I know she's so stupid. But you know, I got you.
I got you. Don't worry. I'm on your side and everything is.
Nobody's going to be home tomorrow.
Mike is going to be in this hotel room. He's going to have nothing to do. And what I do when I have nothing to do is I play Best Fiends.
Me too.
You've already earned some fun, so have at it. It's like giving yourself permission to eat dessert first. With Best Fiends, an exciting puzzle adventure game, you can have fiendish fun anywhere, anytime. I love playing this game, but the problem is that I will play it for hours.
I remember the last time I flew to see my mom. Like we took off, I played the game until landing.
I know. How often do you really let yourself have some hard-earned fun? Whatever your answer is, you deserve way more. Add some joy to your daily routine with Best Fiends, the puzzle adventure game you won't be able to put down. I really haven't been able to put down.
Same.
Best Fiends is a free-to-download mobile puzzle game with thousands of exciting levels for new adventures, challenges every time you play. There are dozens of unique fiends to collect, so you can customize your team of fiends to defeat menacing slugs. You could power up your favorite fiends to new levels for even more powerful skills and watch them transform as they get stronger. With offline play, you'll never be stranded without fun, even if you lose your internet connection.
Mm-hmm.
Brand new events and challenges pop up all year round. So you've always got a chance to earn exclusive in-game characters and rewards. Noelle, your mother-in-law saw Best Fiends and was like, she thought they were the cutest.
We were sitting on the couch. The commercial comes on the TV and she's like, what is this? They're so cute. I was like, well, that's Best Fiends. And now you must download it.
You've earned your fun time. Go to the App Store or Google Play to download Best Fiends for free. Plus, earn even more with $5 worth of in-game rewards when you reach level 5. That's friends without the R, Best Fiends.
All right.
Speaking of fiends,
I'm a fiend.
let's talk about Ben and Mahogany.
The sadistic one.
So sadistic. All right. So he is back in San Bartolo.
Right.
And he's going to be leaving in 2 days back to the United States.
I would have cut this trip much shorter. Go home.
I would have got to the airport and gone home.
But that's what I mean. Go home.
Like before leaving, before going
Yes.
to Peru.
Yes.
So he said that there's almost no romance. Almost no romance.
Almost. Where's the part that isn't almost?
He's not giving up. He's not giving up. So she agrees to meet him. She meets him by the water near a dumpster.
Looks so nice.
And then they do this weird hug.
Right. Like a half-hearted.
Okay, there's something so off about this. So he's like, I know I should have told you that I wasn't coming to breakfast. Didn't he tell her?
Okay. I thought that too, right? Didn't he text her and
He
said,
did
I'm not
tell her.
coming? And that's why she told the family he's not coming.
Hello. So
Yep.
he got her a teddy bear that says Amor. He's like, I got you this because it says Amor because I call you mi amor.
Lame.
Thanks for explaining. Thanks for
Right.
translating. Ben.
Right.
She's giddy.
She loves it. Mhm.
She loves it. So she said that she felt like she really didn't matter when she went to the restaurant to give him the Post-it note from her father.
What is she talking about?
And he apologizes and they both smirk. This has to be fake, right?
Okay. The way that she's talking, she's acting.
But so is he.
No, I think he's disturbed.
Well, she said that during the chat, the conversations were so deep. But didn't she say a few episodes ago, like she thought he was just kidding?
Yeah. Like, what are you talking about?
So they walked to the end of the jetty to hold hands. This is definitely every single time I see something like this, I'm like, that's where he throws her off the side of the jetty. That's the murder area.
That's true.
I will be damned if I will walk to the end of the jetty with a man I met online.
With anyone, really.
With a man, she's 22. He's like,
But that's what I
68.
mean. It's like a dad and a kid
Yeah.
walking.
I know. He's
Yeah,
probably
it's
like, be
weird.
careful.
Right. Watch out. Watch out.
Be careful. Don't do that unless you're holding
Right.
another man's hand. That's exactly my age. So he says that he loves her and he always will, and that God put them
goes,
together.
I still love you, baby. I always will. Shut up.
So then she said, this is very confusing. And
No,
then
but she says, oh, Benjamin, this is so confusing. What?
this is a Telemundo. I'm telling you.
Come closer.
This is a
Come
telenovela on
closer.
Telemundo.
Yeah, but then it turns into, what is it, Little Red Riding Hood? Come closer.
better to see you with, my dear. She's like, your eyes. I don't know what's happening. And he's like, I could see you halfway.
but why does your eye look like that?
She's like, your nostril is one. Well, one of them is. He's like, I can only smell you a little bit. One of them is.
A nostril needs some work.
Maybe Mike could pay for some construction,
That would be great.
some reconstruction. All right. So, he says they kiss. They kiss. This is the most romantic kiss ever. I've
It
never
was
seen.
loud.
It was like I know someone who kisses their father like this.
Interesting.
Yeah, you do too.
I didn't watch the kiss. I closed my eyes. I just heard it.
I think she also closed her eyes.
I feel weird watching stuff like this. I felt perverted.
And he says, I love you. And she says, you're crazy.
But it sounded like
Oh, really? I don't know.
Yeah.
So
that noise doesn't
there's
bother
too
you.
much background noise. They were still at the pool hall. So she said, oh, and also he's like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I have my affliction button down shirt on for you. And she's like, I know, I couldn't resist.
Here's the thing. Affliction runs deep on this
Mhm.
episode. If he would, okay, so they're all like super religious and stuff. If she
Yes.
would have been like, let's go back to the hotel and get it on, he'd be like, okay.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, of course. Come on.
But he's pretending like that. No.
Yeah, right. So then she says, quote, for his age, he kisses very well.
Yuck. What does that mean? That means once you get a certain age, you stop kissing good.
I don't know. So he said that he wants to start over tomorrow. And then they have this awkward hug where she pats him again on the back. You just did yuckies on the pier.
No, but that's what I mean. You just kissed with the tongue.
You did tongues on the jetty.
Uh-huh. And now you won't tongue him goodbye.
But you have to hug him. You do a side hug?
Right. I don't know what that was about. Listen, this episode would make a lot more sense if she went in for the kiss too.
I know.
Ew,
that's how you know.
People where I've instantly regretted it during the kiss, and I can't imagine what she felt like at that moment.
She felt like, I have to do this as part of my contract.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. How
Yeah.
much is TLC paying?
Not enough. Not
enough.
So he said that the kiss was mind-blowing.
Well, it didn't look mind-blowing to me.
Well, this is now his last day. So they're going to be taking a car to Lima, and then he's going to leave in the morning. So they're back on track, and she shows him her college. She's like, this is Scientific University of
But
the
is
South.
it?
Okay, so this is what I was thinking the whole time. I'm like, I wish I had like some foreign boyfriend that could come here to America, and I could tell him all non-true things.
Right.
I could be like, you see that deli? I invented all of the sandwiches there.
Right. Like you could tell a little kid something like that.
No, but this is what I would do. I would have really enjoyed that.
That
Like,
is
just
who you
someone
are.
to tell stories that are so outrageously not true, and like
This
someone
is-
to hang on my every word.
That's where you need like Neve and Max. Like, remember the girl with the glass eye? They were like,
Yes.
what school does she go to? We have to call this school.
Yes. So I would
Yeah.
like I would bring him to like my local dog park, and I would be like, you see all these dogs?
I
They're all
invented them."
ancestors of my dogs.
Right. Uh-huh. Just mine.
I created all of their DNA,
Yep.
and I had them all produced, and then I sold them to every single person here in this dog park. Like,
And
these
I
are the kind of
actually
lies I would
grew
tell.
the grass in this park
Mhm.
too.
Yes. You see these buses on these local streets?
Uh-huh.
I own all the buses.
I constructed them. I was the architect of the bus.
I was the buscatect.
I was the bus architect.
These are the things that I do. I would enjoy to see if I
Oh,
could
man.
find someone to believe all of these crazy things I would tell them. So I
Tracey,
think that was,
Since the day I met you, that is who you've been.
yeah.
We could go into like a bodega and you'll tell the guy like, oh, you sell now and laters here? My dad invented those.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it's
I
like,
just want to see how far I could push things.
yeah.
And so I feel like she was like, you see that building? It was probably like a Honda dealership.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, that's your college? What is it called? And she's like,
Science.
Scientific University de la
Of
Sur.
arts. Of arts. That's where you know that surfboard in my house.
Mhm,
We
that's
made
where
it
Brad
there.
Pitt. That's where Brad Pitt went to school too. He was my teacher. So those are the kind of things I would enjoy.
Yeah.
So anyway, so now he thinks that they're close enough to talk. So they go to a park, and she puts on her booty heels
Yes.
to go to the beach, and he talks to her about trust. And he's like, I didn't want to say anything, but your pictures do not look the same. And she's like, what?
Mhm.
And then he goes, and then you told me that you were 24. She goes, what?
Did I really?
Yo no entiendo.
Are you sure?
Yo no habla inglés. ¿Qué?
Gato.
¿Qué? What?
Yeah.
And it's like, now you don't understand what he's saying. You're confused.
Uh-huh.
So she's like, well, you lied about having a good relationship with your ex. And he's like, I would like a deep conversation. She's like, sorry,
gotta go.
I need to leave. You're the liar.
So then he starts talking, and then she's like, keep going. Keep going. That's like when I don't feel good. And I'm like, just get it up. Just
Yeah.
talk. Just talk. I can't hear you. Just talk.
Uh-huh.
She's like, just keep going. As she puts on her work blazer.
Her business cash.
The women on the show love
she's
a
going
business
to she's
casual
going
look.
she's going to record a courtroom right after this.
She's going on an interview at the University of Science de la Sur. Oh God. It's like even the coming attractions. He like chases her in the coming attractions, and he gets in her cab and she gets out of it. That's all I saw.
This is the story of my life.
No, I know.
All right, let's move on to Memphis and Hamza. So it's their wedding
Okay.
day, and I got to tell you, this girl is way better sport than I am.
Why though?
She's sitting there getting her hair flat ironed as his mother
Uh-huh.
stuffs lamb liver in her mouth. And
See, I would deal with that. You know, I would.
and she's like, no, I don't want to
No,
eat
then
this."
you just like turn your head and give it to the cat. Give it a little spit to the cat.
The funny thing is that I'm like, this is a crazy tradition. And then she's like, no, it's so you don't feel dizzy later. And I'm like, I gotta tell you, this is like a very useful tradition.
Yeah, I wish I would have done it before my bridal shower. I was very dizzy walking in.
But that's what I'm saying.
Then
Like
we had the best food, but before
a little protein.
I
before
could have
the-
used some liver beforehand.
Well, listen, next time you get married, I'm gonna hand feed you lamb liver.
Okay, thank you for that. Thank you so much.
But I'm also gonna put my hands over your mouth so you can't spit it out. I'm gonna make
Okay.
you chew, like when you
Just
give a
make sure
dog
the
a
cat's
pelt.
there. Little.
So she's getting some foot henna.
That looked so pretty.
I like a good foot henna.
Mhm.
So even his father's coming.
I know, that's wild.
Okay, now this is something else that happens that I was laughing very loud to myself
What?
about. They make her lay down for her makeup,
Uh-huh.
and they put a foundation on her that looks like she is getting embalmed.
Uh-huh. Yes. Uh-huh.
This is like a light to medium foundation.
That's a My Color foundation.
Yes, I was
Uh-huh.
like, oh,
Yeah, it's very
I don't think that's the same color as her skin, but that's not. I'm like, maybe they think they're embalming her,
Maybe, right. Lay down.
right? They're like,
Let's
all
do
right,
the
pull her
chemicals.
liver out of her mouth. Oh no, don't worry, it's already out of her. It's in her mouth already.
I heard a very bad story. Now I'm gonna have to title on BS about embalming. I'm gonna tell you a story.
Okay, I like it. I
Okay,
probably know about
okay.
it because I'm very smart about embalming.
No, I found out on TikTok.
Oh boy. Okay. So they lay her down for the makeup, and this is great. His dad is at his mom's house and they shake hands hello.
Oh my God, I know.
I was like, oh my God, this is so weird. But
She's a good sport though. His
it's the
mom.
first time they've been in the same house. And I was like, he was like kind of getting emotional about it.
Yeah, and I'm sure that I think it meant so much
It
to
did.
Hamza. And he's like, I just want my dad to know I've grown up and this and that.
Mhm.
It was very sweet.
It was.
Mhm.
If they kept making that noise,
Tracey, my head was gonna explode. I couldn't take it.
I would
That
lose
was
my
all his
mind.
mother.
I know.
She is the queen noisemaker.
Well, I would be like, you need to eat some more liver.
Yeah, you have to stop
Get
this
to
right now.
chewing because I can't do
You
this
chew the
anymore.
liver.
So they go to this wedding venue. Great wallpaper. Great wallpaper all over Tunisia, though.
Oh, I didn't notice the wallpaper.
Yeah. She's very excited to belong to a family. And then it's like, listen, it's very sweet that she said that, but and she's like, this is the foster child in me or whatever. And it's like, are we just marrying him?
Yeah.
Like, I know.
She's
this
just
is-
getting married to have a family.
right. So they sign these documents and then they celebrate.
I know. And it's like, that's it, married. That's all you had
She-
to do.
She always looks like she just smelt a fart, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay,
She's
I'm just checking.
disgusted all the time.
But I like how like everyone's so dressed up and then it's like some cab driver that marries them.
I know.
It's like they told the Uber driver, like, can you just come in and like read this thing out of
Come
the
in real quick.
Can you
Yeah.
just read it out of the Quran? That'd be great. Thank you so much. So she said that she has no clue what's happening. You don't
I
know
know,
anything about a Tunisian wedding.
But also,
Google?
could you have asked?
you
Maybe
ask?
like, hey, what's going to happen?
Google. Well, how could
Yeah.
you when you don't speak English and they don't speak? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they don't even try to communicate, really.
Yeah.
And then he kisses her head because they can't mouth kiss.
Right.
And his mom is super sad to lose him. And then they start dancing. She said that she really wants to get him there as soon as possible. So now the next day they go on their honeymoon.
But I hate that she's like, the honeymoon's tomorrow. I can't wait to drink and smash. And, you better be able to get it up still. Why do you do this?
She says, quote, stay up.
Why are you like this?
She just is. Well, a few
disgusting.
days later, they're at the coast and this is the end of their honeymoon. And they're going to go to his mom's house, but she has a confession.
And you know what's coming because you could tell by looking at her in the confessional.
Yes. So she said that she's pregnant and she's like, I know that we didn't want to get pregnant on the honeymoon, but we weren't taking precaution.
On the honeymoon. You're on the honeymoon, girl. It's not how it works.
And I'm like, oh, I need to tell her.
Here's the thing. Here's my question.
You don't like get pregnant that moment and then you take a test and then
No, the hormones have to start
Takes a lot.
building even in your system. My question is,
Yes, anything.
the original first episode of this before the 90 days, didn't she say she's going for 2 weeks?
Yes, and now she says she's 3 weeks
She's
pregnant.
3 weeks pregnant. Mm-hmm.
Right. Just saying. Very
Yeah.
strange.
Mhm.
So she's like pretending that this happened the night before.
Right. Oh,
or
I
whatever.
snuck out this morning. I went to
Yeah.
a pharmacy. Sure. You went
And
to the
then-
CVS on the corner.
Yeah, the CVS on the corner of the Tunisian coast.
Right. What are you talking about?
Store number 405.
Seriously.
Thank you for calling CVS at the Tunisian coast. Please press 1 for the pharmacy. Press 2 for the front of the store.
Mm-hmm.
You should really get your flu shot.
Yeah.
It keeps you healthy. Hello, this is CVS Tunisian Coast. How may I help you?
Tracy, you are them.
Do you have any early pregnancy tests, like ones that like yeah, it
First
was
response.
yeah, it was this morning. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh, you have one that will okay, yeah, I'll be right there. Okay.
Say no
Yeah,
more.
you're right
fam.
You're right outside. You're around the corner?
It's
You're
like,
by the bus stop. Okay, perfect.
Mhm,
All right. So she says,
mhm.
hopefully you can be there for the baby come out.
Okay, that sounds great.
I bet you that is the noise that she makes when she births a child.
Probably.
So an
That's
hour later,
so
they leave.
Annoying.
I know. An hour later,
Sorry.
they leave. And then he tells his whole family she's pregnant. She's 1 second
He's
pregnant.
so happy though.
I know, but she's again, like you just said, he's 3 weeks. She's 3 weeks pregnant. Come on.
Right? Aren't you not? But also, aren't you not supposed to tell anybody too?
Well, I mean, you can do whatever you want, but you know.
Yeah. No, but you're right. Right. Oh, right. She's 3 weeks pregnant. You were only going for 2 weeks, girl. So
Right. And
what
also,
did you see before you came?
she's like, I actually got pregnant at the airport.
Right.
Okay. So we're ending up today with Kim and Usman.
Also, Ella and Johnny. Why did they put them on this show?
I don't know. Is that over? Is it over?
3. No, I think we'll. Oh, I don't know. There's no coming attraction to them next week. Actually,
Right.
now that you say that,
Interesting.
I
So-
don't want Kim and Usman to be over because I want to see Kim more.
I know. Well, she's going home today, and ever since he sang, she's so happy.
That is all she wanted.
And he wakes up in her t-shirt, like she's
Okay, so that's like in the movies when women wake up in like the men's
Uh-huh.
button down.
yeah, but it's
shirt.
just like perfectly like
Uh-huh.
half buttoned, and they look so cute. Yeah, it's like you know when you go to sleep sometimes, and Matt wakes up just wearing your bra,
right. That's what I mean. Right. Matt woke up in my thong this morning.
and he wasn't even home. He was
and a
at the firehouse.
teddy.
That
He
was
would
so
love that.
weird. So he's staying an extra day, because he has to work.
Right. He has stuff to do.
Yeah, he has to wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
So she did. You were right. You were totally right about these shirts. She had them all made.
She had to.
She was like, "Do you like this one?"
But how many?
I mean, 12 for every day.
She has a full wardrobe of them.
She had, you know what it looks like? Her suitcase. So I don't know if a lot of people know this about me, and I don't mean to brag, but I used to do merch for bands.
You did. You actually did.
And
I used to go with you.
Yes. And I used to travel with a suitcase full of merch,
Mhm.
and I would have all of the sizes grouped together, and I would have them all organized. And then I would open my suitcase and I would set up the merch table.
Side note, I
Yeah.
had a pair of Combi Christ little
Underwear?
undies. They were like booty shorts. What
Yeah.
are they called? I can't
Hipsters,
remember.
yeah.
They're like the tiny
Boy
little
shorts.
shorts. My friend Thomas was dressing up as Snooki for when he worked in Applebee's, and I gave him those undies. He needed like little shorts, and he wore them over his fishnets. He has them to this day. I love him so much. But yeah,
If we can
he
get a
was
photo
very
of that,
small
that'd be-
like me.
if we can get a photo of that, that'd be great.
I have a picture of you and I holding the underwear.
Yeah,
You
but
were
I would
holding
like-
them in front of my face.
Understood. But I
I'll
would
see.
love
I'll
to
see if Thomas has them.
I would love to see a
Yeah.
picture of him in them, because I would love to send it to the band.
Okay, I'll see if he has a picture.
Thank you.
Mhm.
All right.
I
So
love him.
she said that it took a lot of sweat and tears to get to this point with Usman. So no blood?
Your sweat and tears.
No blood.
No blood. Okay, no blood. But it took all of her tears.
I mean, I bet you can cry more.
Do you know how much I would have sweated out there though?
Oh,
It
please.
looked like they were sweating 24/7.
So she said that she feels so much love.
Does she?
So then he makes a song in the car called You Got Miami.
And she loves it.
She loves it.
If there was a spoon, she'd be eating it. Like she loves it.
He doesn't want to kiss her on the lips though.
Well, I think because that's supposed to be like in public, right? You don't want to kiss in public.
But now she is mad. Yeah, but I mean, I think that this guy's really.
But it's also like, you know, this about him. So what are you mad now for?
Because this is what the production is. They're like egging her on. They're like, are you sad that he'll never kiss you on the lips in public because he doesn't love you? I mean, because we're at the airport.
You're right.
And then she starts crying about how she's leaving and he makes her feel insecure. What?
But I thought you just said how loved he makes you feel singing the yammies to you.
He was singing the yammies. He was singing the other thing about.
Mm-hmm.
No, no good. All right. Well,
no good.
What a dream. Kim, I hope all your dreams come true and you can also marry the man that you have to fund and makes you feel insecure.
Well, I believe that next week is the finale. I believe it is.
I hope so.
And then we should get a week or two of a tell-all. And then we got a new season of 90 Days starting.
I'm excited.
I'm so jacked up. It's time. I did enjoy the season.
No, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it because it was all new people.
Well, that's why it was no Angela.
But I never want to see these people again.
So I never want to see that. We will, though. You know, we will. We're going to see them. Oh, it's going to be oversaturated with
right. But I don't want to see them anymore. I want to see them in 5 years. We can do Where Are They Now?
The next season, the only returning couple is Ariella and Binyam.
Yuck.
Not that I want them to return, but other than that, it's all
but it's not really the only original person that's returning is Binyam because Ariella has a new face.
She's on like her third new face.
Yeah. Well, because she's just trying to keep it fresh for the show.
Also, Andre and Libby are pregnant.
I know.
I just wanted to tell everybody, tell the people. No, I'm happy for them. I think that they're happy. They love each other. Good for them.
They do. All right, guys, this was really fun. Go to TraceyCarnazzo.com for everything trash talk related. 90 Day Fiance trash talk, Teen Mom trash talk. Don't forget to listen to Catfish trash talk. We're really killing it over there. Leave us a 5-star rating and an amazing review on whatever platform you listen to us on. And if you want to talk about this podcast or the show 90 Day Fiance, please go to 90 Day Fiance trash talk on Facebook. It's a discussion group. That's where we chat. If you want to chat with us, if you want to chat with anyone, just go over there. That is where we want to chat with you. Make sure you follow Noelle at Noe Girl on Instagram and Twitter. You could follow the show at 90 Day Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. That's where Noelle keeps up with all of the amazing gossip. And you can follow me at Trixie2Zini on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok as well. TraceyCarnazzo.com, Patreon.com/Trash Talk Podcast. But like I said, all of those things you can find TraceyCarnazzo.com.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.